I'm Shane Balkham, Client Investment Director at U Asset Management. Welcome to my 2-minute missive. Number 13 can seem unlucky for some, maybe not for the Iranians, as it's the 13th ultimatum of a last chance that Trump has given them. Now, we may have seen this movie before where the US president promises an escalation in the conflict and then ultimately backs down, citing the Iranians are willing to negotiate, only to find out that there aren't any talks between Iran and the US, and the cycle rinses and repeats. Now, that doesn't mean to say that at some point the cries of wolf will mean Trump will bite, but what it is seeing is the market becoming less sensitive around this cycle. We're also sort of seeing investor fatigue as the global media has slowed down the stories or the importance of the stories of the conflict in the Strait of Hormuz. And we've got a sort of a belief in the oil markets that this can remain manageable as it currently is, which in turn then is good for the stock market. And we see stock market rally, and we have this, as I said, this continued cycle. And I think it's important to remember that we need to remain invested throughout these volatile times. We typically align fear with bottom of the markets, but you can have fear at the top of the markets as people predict a crash. Now, it's important to capture those best days, as highlighted by Microsoft, who last week saw the one-day single rise in the value of a stock, 450 billion, to pass in Nvidia's 440 billion of April last year, but also diversified. And that was highlighted yesterday with SpaceX first report earnings, and earnings were higher than expected, tick, but expenditure, future expenditure as well, was more than double than the expectation. And whereas Microsoft was looking to increase data center leases to capture that AI spend on cloud sales, SpaceX is just spending for the sake of spending on AI, and the market punishes that. So it's important to remember that in order to navigate the short-term volatility, you need to remain invested and capture those long-term returns that can be significantly life-changing for you. Before you make any decisions, please speak to your financial planner. And these views are my own. Thank you.